A moment to myself. Okay, so we are on lesson 86. Yeah, reviewing lessons 71 and 72. 71 is only God's plan for salvation will work. And 72, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. So I was so grateful that I got a chance to, I'm really having fun when I get a chance to go back and read the original full lesson. Definitely digesting the smaller lessons here on their own, but I'm also, when I have time, I go back and read because these, when they're in themselves, they kind of, it feels to me when I read them, they're assuming you remember everything. And it just was helpful for me to have it again spelled out, the difference between God's plan for salvation and basically ego's plan for my demise. And there's been a couple of times recently where it's just so clear to me. And it's often with my family or with my coworkers or people I'm closest to, where I realize if I keep this up, my relationships will be destroyed. Like, this doesn't go anywhere good. And Justine woke up in the middle of the night, and sometimes I feel my initial response is extremely patient, and I'm like, okay, this is what's happening, let's go with it. And then sometimes I feel like I'm fighting her in some way. Sometimes she's like crawling on me, pulling my hair. And I just feel like, no, I don't want that. No, I don't. And then sometimes I'll just like put her down, like, no. And she wants to be, it's like she wants to be with me, and sometimes she wants to be held. And I'm trying to pull her down, and she wants to be held. And then in the end, she's pretty much communicating, if you just do this, I will sleep. Stop fighting me. And so there's just, when I don't ask, when I'm not conscious of tuning in with spirit or asking for help, and I just battle, it just prolongs my salvation, which could be a night's sleep. So I enjoyed rereading the lesson and having that spelled out again, and I'm remembering the original videos. And then the second lesson, when I read through it, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan. Then today I had this experience where Justine and I were in our bedroom, where a different room where our clothes are, and my husband's hats are hanging up, and she likes putting them on. And she literally, because now I'm so close with her, I see her every day. I have that unspoken communication, like I understand her. And she started to go toward the door, like, because I had shut the door to keep her in the room, so I don't have to chase her around. And I knew, oh, she wants to show her dad the hat, or she either wants to show him she's wearing it, or she wants to, like, I could tell. And like, when we get to the top of the stairs, sometimes she wants to like go down slowly on her butt, and she just nearly jumped in my arms like, no, I want to. So I knew, oh, she really wants to play with her dad. So I go do something else. I put her down. She goes toward her dad. I like go down the hall. And then he was in the middle of listening to something on his phone. So I see her keep going like this, and I had missed the beginning where he said, because I was like, oh no, I think she wants you to wear it. He's like, no, I already tried that. And he just keeps like kind of watching what he was originally watching and like putting the hat on her, and she keeps taking it off, and I'm like, that's not what she wants. And really, as I like sat with later, somehow my grievance is, you're not paying attention to her. And it's so amazing. Then I reread lesson 72, where it was like, you you, I don't know, you beginner at life, you attack, you get mad at people's bodies and what they do in their bodies, and you kind of nail them to this body, and then you hold the grievance. And like you're missing the point. You're like wrapped up in a game instead of, like, those are the prime moments of like seeing what's coming up in my mind about how he's doing something wrong. And right there, having my truth be so strong, like, it's impossible. The truth is he's innocent. And the truth is he is not his body. He's not. And then there's on so many levels, it's just, why would I want to hold a grievance, be mad at him? I was kind of closed off with him after that. And in many things I know, oh, it's a projection of me. I'm not paying attention. Like, first, I'm not paying attention to him who was already engaged in something. And then I'm not paying attention, to my spirit. Bada bang, that's it. And I'm projecting it out on my husband, like, oh, you are so inconsiderate to not pay attention. But that's why the whole projection is helpful, because you're not keeping your dysfunction in your mind. So you get the point, and there I was again, making mistakes, which I have a couple fans who say, oh, you're so brave. And I'm thinking, okay, thank you. Well, we're at the level where we make mistakes, we know what they are, and we can see a new possibility. Wow. That's a good place to be. So where I'd like to be after doing today's lessons is just like so clear which team I'm on. I'm not on team, handing out human tickets for being, imperfect, handing out imperfect, what would demerits? That is not an empowering job. And I've always told myself it's not an empowering job to find fault in others. And if I was my own counselor, I'd be like, honey, how does that feel? I wouldn't say that, honey, but how does it feel to you? Or what else is possible? And it's also about stepping back and letting him and his daughter figure it out. But I definitely was like this hawk who like went in and was like, no. And yeah, so those are some of my reflections today. And I love it says here, I would no longer defeat my own best interests in this insane way. I would accept God's plan for salvation and be happy. God's plan for salvation is to free ourselves from the body, from sin, from attack of any kind. I like John Mundy's teaching, which is like, okay, if you don't want to read this Course in Miracles, which this one is this edition I have upstairs. I have the other edition downstairs. If you don't want to read this, here you go. Do not attack. Okay, you did it. And I read this and I still attack. And however, I attack and then I make amends. So I don't just attack and let myself get away with it. I don't attack myself. I just say, wait, because it is the biggest victory to see where you once attacked, where you step back, let go. Say, wait, what should I do here? I shouldn't do, what's the loving thing to do? Or just ask for a miracle. Anyway, it's a miracle already that you are asking for another choice. That's the miracle. So you're rocking it. 86, we're on to 87, where we're just breezing through. Here we go. Thank you. Namaste. Justine is with her dad. And I'm pretty sure he's not watching these because I would keep talking about him. So haha. Peace out.